And let me introduce myself to you first. My name is Mrs. 𝐈𝐧𝐭𝐤, and I am from interview preparation and training team. Yeah. By profession, I am a counselor and an HR. Right.
Okay, that's great, ma'am.
Yeah. So let's start. Could you please introduce yourself to me?
Yes, ma'am. Very good evening, ma'am. My name is Shravana Lakshmi, ma'am, and I have completed my Master of Technology from JN to Anantapur, and in the year of 2018 pass out. And after that, I had moved to my passionate about teaching as an assistant professor, ma'am, for an engineering college. And after 3 years gap, I have children. So in order to take care of them, I am looking for work from home, home, ma'am. So that is why I'm taking the job from work from home, choosing my job as a byjus preference, ma'am. This is it for myself, ma'am.
Okay. Now, do you know something about byjus? Who is the owner and founder or co-founder of byjus?
No, I don't know the name and nothing. I know about the byjus because it is an e-learning platform. We can learn everything and anything at any place. We can be getting knowledge and getting the concepts. Mainly, the byjus is meant for the concepts, I think, because every topic which have to be learned must be get into concept through only. As I have an experience through 3 years of teaching in the engineering college, I get to know that every topic or any topic must be learned through the concepts oriented only. Unless until the concepts what we have getting it, only we can know the old concept, old knowledge about any concept. So that satisfies this byjus. So that is about I know about the byjus.
See, the thing is, in engineering college, you must be teaching adolescents age group, right? Collegeites.
Yes,
But here
yes, it is.
you get to teach younger generations. Are you comfortable in that?
Generally. Yes, I have. I am ready to take it now.
Do you have any experience of teaching, younger students?
Yes, I do have younger students. Means after the plus 12. I mean, the 12th grade after we'll be having diploma students, right? Only the 1 year after the 12th, like instead of taking intermediate, they will be taking diploma in of any of their interest.
My question is, have you taught students who are from grade 1 to grade 12, school going
Okay,
students? Have you
okay.
experience of teaching them as well? Do you have
In
experience?
that case, not it, ma'am. In that case, not it.
But you will be comfortable in teaching them because explaining
Yes,
a college level student and explaining a
will
student
be
basically
very
the
different.
vast difference,
Yes,
right? So you have to
very
adopt
different.
certain behavior methods. You have to adopt the
Yes.
flow chart itself. And teaching maths online is going to be really challenging for you as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I do it. I do
Yeah.
that.
We'll come back in the feedback round. I'll tell you everything in detail in the feedback round. Let me just get over with the meeting first. Okay. So do you know in which year byjus was established?
I think it's been 2004. I think, ma'am.
2011. Yeah. The thing
11.
is,
Okay.
earlier, because today we had so many meetings and I did not have time to conduct any of the meeting in between because our meeting has been scheduled 2 to 3 days before. Okay. Now, the thing is, because
Okay.
why we are scheduling a meeting right now, so we get to tell you certain points in the feedback round, which is beneficial for you for tomorrow's session, right? So do not worry about that.
Yes.
Very first is, since you are appearing for
Oh,
byjus interview, your concept has to be really clear about byjus. Yeah. Which year byjus was established, who's the
okay.
founder,
2000.
co-founder. Yeah. And could you please tell me some of the competitors of byjus?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Hmm. Who are the competitors of byjus?
As of my knowledge, it is
Hmm.
about Vedantu, an
Hmm.
academy. Mm,
Okay.
somehow
Some
like
companies,
doubt not.
some companies which byjus has acquired.
I think will be it is upgrade also. Presently, it got joined, ma'am.
And could you please tell me the role of academic specialist?
The role of academic specialist will be like teaching the students of grade 4 to 10 of any stream like science or maths, anything. But the role must be concept oriented. I mean, what all the teaching, what we have to do, what we have to teach the students must be clear to them, right? So, and the academic specialist role must be clear, concept oriented for the students of 4 to 10, and we have to teach them on the online classes to the certain given time.
You know what you have to keep in mind. See, your concepts are clear. That is why Byju's will hire you, right? Okay. The HR wants to know what qualities you possess so that they can hire you. Understanding my point? Yeah. So you have to talk about qualities, ma'am. See, they are very because see, students are of different types. You have to teach in such a way that the least average student who is below average is also able to understand the way you teach. The teaching has to be such frequent, such prominent that even below average student is able to learn and grasp everything. Right? Since students are of different age group, different mindset, right? So your focus should not be on the higher student, whereas just tell the HR that, ma'am, if they'll ask you the role of academic specialist, so just like others, the major role of academic specialist to clear the concept of below average student, to teach in such a way to make the concept so interesting and to teach in such a way that below average student is also able to grasp. Right? Then your concept will be clear. Right? Keep that in mind as well. Now, could you please, pardon me, I forgot your name. What's your name?
Shravana Lakshmi, ma'am. You could call me Lakshmi, ma'am.
Great. So, Lakshmi, could you please explain me, give me a demo session of any topic in maths, since you have to operate for maths?
Yeah.
And explain me for 6 to 7 minutes. Okay?
Yes, sure. Yes, sure.
If you want, you can also make use of flow chart. You can make a paper and take a paper and a pen and explain me through that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, start.
Hi, students. Do you agree that every part in the everything in the earth or every part of the universe is geometry? Not agree. So I'll prove you that every part or everything in the universe or everything in the earth will be based on the geometry. Okay, so how, let me explain that. Geometry is nothing but it is one of the concept in the maths which deals with the sizes, shapes and dimensions of everything of a part. So for example, let me take the example of a pen, right? So how we produce it or how we manufacture this? Okay, so in order to get this, we need some dimensions, right? We need some shape of that. So in order to get this pen, we must have the geometry, right? So this geometry will be based on the shape, what the length of the pen, what the diameter of the pen, and what the diameter of refill. So everything will be considered. So all these dimensions, all these shapes will be comes under the geometry. So as I'm telling that every part in the thing, every part in the earth, or every object in the earth will be based on the geometry. For example, I choose a pen. So this pen also comes from the geometry based. So as I'm telling that every part or any object in the universe will be the geometry based on the shape, size, dimensions, and the angles, lines. Everything will be comes under the geometry. Okay, fine. So what is the geometry? The word comes from, as I'm telling that geometry, right? As you can see, geometric. What is the geometry? Is it clear? Yeah. Geometric. Geometric means geometric, right? So geo means the earth, and the metric means the measurement. Okay, if you join that, what I started the point, that is everything in the world or everything in the earth will comes from the geometry. As I'm telling that jaw is the earth and metric comes with the measurement. So every point or every object will be measuring system. That is the concept, that is geometry, right? This is geometry. So as I'm telling that every object is comes under the geometry. So how can we divide it and how can we get that geometric concepts? So that can be divided into three types. That is basic geometry, plane geometry, and solid geometry. Okay, fine. First thing is, as I've told, basic geometry. Secondly, plane geometry. Thirdly, solid geometry. Fine. First comes from the basic geometry. Yeah. Basic geometry. So in the concept of first topic, that is basic geometry, we'll be dealing with the line, points, firstly points, lines, angles, and some of infinite lines. So generally will be points, lines, and angles. As I'm telling that points, lines, and angles. Okay, as I'm telling that first one, that is in the topic of geometry, we'll be having the first will be classified into three topics, right? Basic, plane, and solid. In the topic of basic, we'll be having three main requirements to get the basic geometry. First one is point. Point is nothing but some particular position of a point. Some particular position of that point will gives you the point. As we know that point means a point. Nothing but we are placing some particular position of that point. Then we move to line. Line is that the line will comes from the points. How means the points, as I've told, some particular position of that segment of that point, right? So that when I combine all these points, okay, when I combine all these points in such a straight line, it forms a line. Okay, so this is how a line. Then comes to angles. If I take all these points, comes a line. If I take a line as two lines intersecting to some or changing its position, gives me some angle, right? Some angle. This is about the angle. Okay, fine. So as I'm telling that the basic geometry comes from point, line, and some angles. Okay, where the point, the combination of point gives you the line, and the combination of lines gives you the angle. If the
Okay,
combination of angles, that is
great. Now the thing is, demo session that was of 6 to 7 minutes, it's over. I will be asking you certain academic based question related to mathematics, right?
okay.
Now, could you tell me the HCF and
Fine,
LCM, HCF and LCM of two consecutive natural numbers?
of two consecutive natural numbers, the HCF will be 1 for the HCF, and the LCM will be the product of consecutive.
Could you tell me the formula for area of trapezium?
Area of trapezium is 1 by 2 into B1 plus B2 into H. Well, let me explain that.
Yes, that is
If it is
1 by 2 sum of the parallel lines, right? Into distance
into
between them,
H.
right? Okay,
H.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I will be asking you certain general questions because if you're selected, then the child might ask you general questions as well. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Give me a moment. Yeah. Now, can you tell me that how many states and UT in India?
The states are 29, ma'am, and the union territories are of 7 or 9. 7, ma'am.
one state has been removed. States are 28 and union territories are 8. Okay. Yeah. Now, do you know some of the features? Yeah. So some of the features of byjus app.
Some of the features means the video concepting, right?
Yeah. What
I mean,
there are
what
certain things. There are certain things apart from other apps, apart from Akash, apart from Vedantu, which byjus focuses on. That is why byjus is different. What makes byjus different from other apps? I'll tell you the answer to this in the feedback round. But are you aware of any answer like that?
as of my knowledge, that is one-on-one teacher, right? One-on-one teacher will be the special focusing aspect in the byjus feature app, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you that in the feedback round. Fine. Now, tell me, why should we hire you?
As of my interest, I am basically passionate about teaching. So byjus is recruiting passionate teachers, right? So, and I hope that I satisfy your requirements because I am passionate about teaching, right? And I also get the best satisfaction from your requirement.
Yeah, and this will not be the exact answer which you'll have to give. See, whether you are passionate about teaching or not, that the HR will decide, right? By in taking your interview. But you have to tell us, you have to be really genuine. They'll ask, why should we hire you? In that, Lakshmi, you have to talk about your strength. Very important. Even in the interview, in the introduction round, see, half of the problem is solved because byjus HR has so many resumes, right? If your first, it says no, first impression is the last impression. So the way you give the introduction, the HR decides then there and then whether the HR has to move forward with you or not, or just has to rush with your interview. Right. So I think now let me just ask you 2 more questions and we'll come back to the feedback round. Take a paper and a pen or whatever I tell you, note it down. Fine. Second is, there is a 2-year bond in byjus. Are you ready to sign that 2-year bond?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Just say, ma'am, I have no problem in signing the bond. Let me just read the term and condition once, and then I'll be ready to sign the bond. If I feel it's relevant, I'll be ready to sign it as well. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Now we'll come back in for the feedback round. Fine.